CBS 11, Governor Greg Abbott increased the National Guard deployment to 24,000 troops. That as concerns grow over a chemical plant not far from Houston. Reports of 2 explosions rocking that plant overnight, and now some say smoke from the fires could be toxic. Let's get right to Kenneth Craig, who's live for us in Crosby, Texas. Kenneth.
Well, Russ, there are roadblocks all over this community to keep people away from this plant. One of them just right down the road there, where deputies are simply telling people to turn around. Flames were still burning this morning at a disabled chemical plant in Crosby, Texas, after 2 overnight explosions. Flooding from Tropical Storm Harvey knocked out refrigeration units that were cooling volatile chemicals.
We had heard some popping noise coming from that area, then gray smoke followed by a fire.
The plant had been evacuated earlier in the week, but 15 first responders on the scene this morning were treated for smoke inhalation.
We believe the smoke is a non-toxic irritant.
Authorities set up a 1.5 mile evacuation zone around the facility yesterday. They insist residents here are not in any danger, but admit more explosions are possible.
So far, what has happened is exactly what we expected was going to happen.
Harvey has finally left the area, but has left behind a growing crisis in East Texas. The city of Beaumont lost its water supply overnight and is beginning to evacuate one hospital. And the city of Port Arthur is still mostly underwater.
If you call 911 and we haven't gotten there yet, we are on the way.
Port Arthur's mayor posted video of his own flooded home on Facebook.
If you see someone rescuing someone in your neighborhood, please flag them down if you're not comfortable or not safe in the home.
There is still plenty of flooding in Houston, and thousands remain in shelters. But the city is working to get back on its feet. Some buses and trains are running, and both airports are open once again. And in a news conference earlier this morning, officials actually said they went door to door in this small community to warn people about what was happening at the plant, Russ.
And Kenneth, when people around here hear explosion at a chemical plant, they think of what happened in West a few years ago. This is not like that, but there is still concern there at this hour, right?
Well, there is a lot of concern, and you're right. It's nothing like that. And you look around and you see blue skies, and we don't see smoke from here, but that doesn't mean that this is not a dangerous situation. In fact, FEMA called it that earlier this morning, and there's a lot of uncertainty here. We saw somebody stop a deputy down the road and said, we're being told 2 different things. We don't know what's going on. What's the real story? Is this dangerous or is this not? So we'll see what happens throughout the day, and of course, more explosions are possible here.
We know you'll continue to follow it. Thank you so much, Kenneth.